All right, guys, I'm back. I decided to kind of finish this up because I hate leaving things when they're almost finished up. So, like I said, Colonel Charles Tilden with the 16th Maine was the last in line. He was ordered to hold Oak Ridge at all costs. And again, he and his men knew exactly what that meant. It meant almost certain death or capture. So what the 16th Maine did here was just one of the... Get choked up. One of the bravest moments on this battlefield. And I just think it's such a shame, again, that the first day's fighting gets so passed over by the history books and just by kind of, you know, let's say popular lore as compared to the 20th Maine and Joshua Chamberlain and blah, 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 blah. I'm not putting those folks down. It's just, I think they get undue attention and credit when there were a lot of other magnificent acts and last stands and battles here all throughout the 3 days, including the first day. So Charles Tilden holds folks off and fights valiantly. You know, I mean, he and his guys are taking aim at the Confederates, advancing, you know, turning around, taking some quick steps, you know, trying to reload as they're walking fast or running, turn around, they shoot again. You know, they are not going, you know, giving up without a fight by any means whatsoever. It was a very, very valiant effort of the 16th Maine. But to wrap up some fun facts here, let me see. Tilden was eventually captured. He was sent to Libby Prison in Richmond. He escapes Libby Prison, I think, in, you know, don't hold my feet to the fire on this one, but, sorry, it's kind of loud here by the road. Tilden is captured. He was taken to Libby Prison, and I think he escapes in 1864, if I have my dates right. He is captured again at some point before the war is over, and then he escapes that prison as well. One of those just really, really crazy stories that I just kind of get my funny bone about this war. Just to reiterate from earlier in the fighting on the first day, back over at Seminary Ridge, another fun factoid is that Henry Heath, one of the high Confederate commanders, took a bullet wound in the head, but because at the beginning of the day his hat didn't fit right and it was too big, he stuffed some newspaper in the side of his hat. The newspaper actually saved his life. He was wounded, but he survived the wound. Now to wrap it up, Gabriel Paul, like I said, was the last brigadier general that was called up to this area at Oak Ridge for the fight until the retreat began back to Seminary Ridge and then through the city. Sorry, Gabriel Paul, let's see, he takes a nasty bullet wound that I think they said came in about 2 inches kind of to the side and up here, kind of like 2 inches to the side and kind of towards the back of the skull, which, you know, you think would just kill most people outright. Moreover, the bullet exits through his eye and he goes to the hospital, and eventually after a little while he gets up, he walks out of the hospital, and he lives out most of his years. Now, having said that, Gabriel Paul, some of his later years in life were not the most enjoyable because he was blinded, and he also suffered migraines and other things as a result of the wound and the fighting. But it's just miraculous at all that he even lived. It's also miraculous that Henry Heath lived. It's miraculous that a lot of these folks went through what they went through, and while of course many didn't make it, some did make it throughout extraordinary circumstances. So that is the Battle of Oak Ridge in a nutshell. Hopefully you saw my first part. I couldn't quite fit it in 13 minutes. Of course, I'm on a clock with these things because the darn GoPro wants me to cough up some money for a paid app. I think that's why it always cuts me off at about 13 minutes or so. But since we're here, we got a marker here. This is the 16th. This is the 16th Maine. Wow. This is, I think, the left part of their flank. Extraordinary courage with that 16th Maine. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful day. So as you guys can see, tourist season has absolutely picked up here. And like I said, this is about the time when I call off my visits for a little while, and I kind of start waiting for the late summer or the fall to come back. That is the McLean farm. I don't think it had extreme significance, but it was destroyed. So that structure that you're looking at was either partially rebuilt or completely rebuilt. Again, to get your bearings, straight ahead is the Eternal Peace Light Memorial. This is a Mummersburg Road. We are looking basically now due north. At this point, we are looking almost directly due west. And again, as you can see, if you can see, way in the background, we got the McPherson barn and McPherson's Ridge, where the day's battles began. So since I've got a few minutes, I think no one's up here, I'm just going to take you on top of the observation tower. Oh, yep, I've got a few minutes here. We'll give you guys a better look, a slightly better look. This observation tower, this is the shortest one in the park. It is, I think, only 25 feet. Now, it used to be taller, but because of wind, I don't know if there was actually damage or not, but because of concerns of wind, they did shorten it. It used to stand higher at some point. I forget, I'm not sure exactly how high it was, but it was higher than 25 feet. It's kind of hard to understand why they'd be concerned about wind, but it's wide. Probably catches a lot of air under there. The supports aren't really that thick, but they said it was unsafe, so they had to shorten it. Still a nice view. Slightly better view. And it's probably still hard for you to tell, but again, they're very, very soft rolls on the ridge leading up to here. It's a very, very gradual incline. You can barely call it an incline at all. Again, dead ahead we got the McPherson farm. And looking behind us, we got the town. The top of that glass structure that you see is part of Gettysburg College. I think that's the athletics center. And a beautiful view and some beautiful clouds. Sorry about the wind, there's a little bit of wind. I gotta get a what do you call, a baffle. It's like I said, I'm the lazy YouTuber. Not a pro tuber, and I probably never will be, but that's all right. Again, that is the McLean farm down there. Just a gorgeous countryside. I know I always say it, but it's so hard to imagine so much blood spilled on such beautiful land. I've said it before and I'll say it again, you can count on it. I always wonder when I see people working out, you know, joggers, bikers and stuff, if they are also into the battle, or if every now and then they just kind of stop to take in the view, which would be absolutely fine. All right, guys, ta-ta, till the next one.